Okay, and we're just keeping them rolling tonight. I got the Red Devil's Tongue here with me. Getting it started here. No tarrying. Never had this variety before, so be interested to see how it measures up compared to the yellow version, which I thought was pretty nice. Definitely closely related to the Fatale and the Amazon and the Daddle. Very similar flavor profile. Not quite as Naga-ish per se as the Fatale would be, but definitely was in that same neighborhood of flavor. Maybe it was not quite as high a capsaicin. Although I've heard some people say that the Devil's Tongue is hotter than the Fatale, but not in my experience. Those Fatales that I had last year especially, I'd put them not much below the Nagas or the Jalokias. I'd definitely towards that upper end of that estimate that they have, like 600 and some thousand Scovilles at the upper end of the Fatale scale. Those things are brutes. Really super hot. Tons of oil lining the whole inside wall. And it's deceptive because the capsaicin is basically the same color as the pepper, so you can't see unless you look closely how much moisture there actually is on the inside, and it's all oil. It's not just like moisture from cutting it open. Okay. This looks like it's going to be a moderate one. Not very much moisture, and you can see, I mean, it's glossy, but it's because of the pepper walls themselves. It's not because of there's not glistening. You can tell the difference in the quality of the reflection from the light. The placental veins are a little brown, but they're not dripping with tons of oil. So this one should be pretty manageable. I'll probably only end up taking slivered down the side again. I'm just not sure how many good seeds I want to get out of this, but I want to get every one that I can. Okay, so Red Devil's Tongue. There we are. This looks like it's got a nice flesh texture. It's really firm, and it's fairly thick for a habanero. Not the thickest I've ever seen for a habanero, but, or I should say for a chinense. Very similar to the Caribbean Red flavor-wise. A little bit more like a nutty note to it. Tart. Pretty sweet. This one's got more of a florally, perfume-like effervescence to it, not quite as musky. Oh, there's like a cherry like accent too coming into focus. There's really a lot of drool too. Yeah, and there's that nutty flavor too now. That was a really nice one. Yeah, it's like that nutty flavor is now sticking around, even though as the pepper's gone and the heat's starting to build. It's like a slow, lower warmth that's really wrapping everything up. This is that needle in the throat. But It's like a slow blanket of warmth at a lower level, covering everything, and then tiny little prickles keep poking through the weave of the fabric, so to say. Build it in my throat now a lot more. That really came on sudden. Throat building up, and it's coming up out of my throat. It feels like a separate entity, almost like a worm-like protuberance coming up out of my throat, floating just above the back part of my tongue, and kind of resting in the middle of my tongue. And there's tons of drool. There's that nutty flavor's gone, but there's like that cherry-like accent coming through again in the aftertaste here. It's a pretty interesting flavor, definitely different than that Caribbean red. And the burn is a lot different as well. Pinprick type little pokies on the back of my tongue. Not so much burn happening on the front part of the tongue, maybe a little bit. And roof of the mouth's got a fair little glow happening, but my lower lip is got a fairly strong heat going on as well. Whoa, because I'm sweating. Corners of my lips now are coming through more than the main body. And the tip of my tongue actually is getting hit stronger, which is usually a hallmark of the frutescens types. And the same thing with the cherry type flavors. I'm not sure how compatible chin ents are with frutescens for cross-pollination, but there may indeed be some frutescens genes in this particular strain, since I believe that the regular yellow devil's tongue is a natural cultivar, or a natural strain and not a human hybrid, but I don't know for sure. Okay, well, it's starting to slowly dip back down, so I'm going to wrap this one up. We're at about 8.5 minutes, and we'll be coming back at you with probably a couple more this evening before all is said and done. So, thanks for watching, and I'll be coming back at you again. Bye-bye.